Welcome back to Inglés 4.0, the radio show. Let's go! Intermediate. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the last program. This is it, folks. This is the final intermediate class number 195. So welcome. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. The whole thing, the whole ride from start to finish has been wonderful. And I want to thank you very much for listening. But today we have, just like every other day, we have some work to do. We have some material to get through. And it all starts with our review of the stuff we looked at yesterday, including the last point, which we didn't even have time to see, really, the future continuous. So what we'll do is take a look now at, first what we saw yesterday was to tend. So to tend, to have the tender, you say in Spanish, tender, hacer algo to. Now, I'm not saying tender la ropa, not to hang out the laundry, no, or hang it up, no, but tender. For example, I tend to, I said yesterday, I tend to eat a lot of pasta. I tend to talk to my parents once or twice a week. I tend to email my parents a couple times a week as well. I tend to spend a lot of time in the radio studio. I tend to speak more English than Spanish here in Spain, even though, yes, I live in Spain, but I tend to speak more English than Spanish because I work on the radio. I'm just speaking all the time. And then I work as a teacher, and my job is to speak English, not Spanish. So even though I live in Spain, I tend to speak more English than Spanish. Yeah. My mother tends to bake a lot of pies. My mother is fantastic at baking pies. Last Christmas, I went home and she had baked about 6 different kinds of pies. It was incredible. She had baked an apple pie, a strawberry pie, a blueberry pie, arándano, blueberry. She had baked raspberry pie, a lot of different pies. My mother bakes. She tends to bake a lot of pies. I tend to cook a fair bit at home. Do you tend to cook, or do you tend to go out a lot, or do you tend to eat things that are already prepared? I tend to cook a fair bit, I suppose. But like I said, I tend to eat a lot of pasta. I suppose you can still call it cooking, but it's not. Yeah, I do. It's cooking, certainly, but it's easy cooking. I just boil some pasta, add some pasta sauce. It's very easy. I tend to eat a lot of that. So tend to infinitive. All right? Now, I want to move into the next point here, the future continuous with the affirmative, negative, and interrogative. So we have in the affirmative, subject, will be, and then gerund. And in the negative, subject won't be gerund. Interrogative, will subject to be gerund? Really? So, for example, my mother will be calling me this weekend. She will be. My mother will be calling me this weekend. Now, in the negative, you'd say, my mother won't be calling me this weekend. And in the interrogative, will my mother be calling me this weekend? All right. Will my mother be calling me this weekend? All right. For example, no hablaremos de eso en la reunión de mañana. We won't be talking about that in tomorrow's meeting. So change this to the affirmative, please. Change it to the affirmative. We'll be talking about that in tomorrow's meeting. And in the interrogative, will we be talking about that in tomorrow's meeting? Okay, and the intonation is important. It's important that your intonation fits with the form of sentence that you're saying, right? So let's practice with this, changing among the interrogative, negative, and affirmative. I'll be looking for a new apartment in September. So negative. Put that in the negative. Out loud and both out. Put that in the negative. I won't be looking for a new apartment in September. Okay? And in the interrogative, will I be looking for an apartment in September? Okay. Will they be no, that was the one we already did about the budget. Her friends will be asking where she is. So in the negative, her friends won't be asking where she is. Her friends won't be asking where she is. And in the interrogative, will her friends be asking where she is? They won't be eating here anymore. Pooh, they had a bad experience in this restaurant. They won't be eating here anymore. Interrogative. Will they be eating here anymore? Affirmative. Yes, they'll be eating here again, we can say. We wouldn't use any more in the affirmative. They'll be eating here again. In the negative, they won't be eating here anymore. Okay. The Rolling Stones will be playing another tour next year. Negative. The Rolling Stones won't be playing another tour next year. Interrogative. Will the Rolling Stones be playing another tour next year? Very good. He'll be arriving later than expected. Negative. He won't be arriving later than expected. Interrogative. Will he be arriving later than expected? Very good. There will be a lot of cold days in Canada next winter. Negative. There won't be a lot of cold days in Canada next winter. Interrogative. Will there be a lot of cold days in Canada next winter? And the answer is yes, there will. I promise you, there will be a lot of cold days in Canada next winter. There are always a lot of cold days in Canada, in the winter. But there are also a lot of very nice days in the summer. Summers in Canada are absolutely beautiful. She'll be preparing some food and drinks for the event. Negative. She won't be preparing any food or drinks for the event. Interrogative. Will she be preparing any food and drinks for the event? Okay. So here we have it, folks, the future continuous. The future continuous tense. All right, using will be. All right, so now we can move on and take a look at our word of the day, the very last word of the day. Word of the day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our word of the day, and this is our very last word of the day. So our word today is útil, which in English is useful. And I chose this for our word of the day because I think that this course has been very useful. Hopefully, it has been very useful for you in terms of improving your English. I'm sure it has been useful. It's been a very good tool. It's a very complete course, and in terms of helping you with your English, I'm sure that it has been very, very useful. And the books are very useful, I find. The books are very well designed, very well written. The translation books are very well designed as well, very useful, very helpful. They are useful in your quest to learn English. They are useful tools for you. Useful. And we have the expression to come in handy, resultar útil. I think I was talking about this. I can't remember which class it was. Recently I talked about this, to come in handy, resultar útil. I said, for example, mobile phones come in handy. Yeah, there are times when I don't want to be reached, or there are times when it's nice to be free of your mobile phone, but they do come in handy. Yes. Resultan útiles. They come in handy. So, resultar útil, to come in handy. To come in handy. But useful is actually our word of the day today. And now, as we move on, we have our new material, our so-called new material. But here in class number 195, what we do is a little bit of a review, a little bit of a challenge. So what I'm going to do is go back and let's take a look at a few sentences of translation. Translation. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit of translation. I don't know if you expected this. I don't know if you saw it coming. But I'm going to ask you some mixed questions in a moment. But first, a little bit of translation. This will be helpful as you study these translation sentences, this will be helpful because the translation will be very similar to the style that you will see on your test. Okay? ¿A dónde vas? Where are you going? Very good. So this next one maybe is talking about Richard Brown, David Waddell, Carmen Vallejo forman un equipo fantástico. Ah, yes, they make a fantastic team. They make a fantastic team, and they do. They worked together on designing this course, on writing the books. Trabajan bien juntos. They work well together. That's right. Nadie creía que terminarían tan pronto. Nobody thought they would finish so soon. And finally, se entienden los unos a los otros. They understand each other. That's right. They understand each other. All right, so a little bit of translation there, and hopefully that wasn't too much trouble for you. Those came mostly from list number 19. Yeah, I just sort of randomly picked a list there and gave you 5. But let me ask you a few questions here in short answer. Just give me a short answer. Now, could you speak Japanese when you were 3 years old? No, I couldn't. Okay. Is Toronto cold in the winter? Yes, it is. Have you ever written a book? No, I haven't. Or, yes, I have. Can you read? Yes, I can. Do you hate hot weather? No, I don't. Do you like the cold? No, I don't. Have you ever seen Paul McCartney in concert? No, I haven't. Do you like olives? Yes, olives? Aceitunas, yes, olives. And remember, olives grow on olive trees. Yes, olives. Do you like olives? Yes, I do. Is Tío Pepe still popular in Spain? Yes, it is. Are we related? No, we aren't. So remember, with the short answer, this is a very, very common structure. Yes or no, subject, auxiliary verb. The 3-word answer. So, yes, I am. Am I Canadian? Yes, you are, Kyle. Yes, you are. Am I your brother? No, you aren't. Am I in a radio studio? Yes, you are. Are we related? No, we aren't. Okay? All right, so hopefully you understand me. After all these classes, hopefully you're able to follow my questions and understand me, and hopefully you're on track and everything is going fine. The last point here, the last thing that I'm going to do here is give you some words of advice. But first we have one more thing to do, one more time, for the very last time. Let's take a look now at our vocabulary of the day. Vocabulary of the day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the vocabulary of the day. Our very last, our final 5 words of vocabulary. And they are an interesting 5 words, I must say. Cojear is the first word, cojear. This is the verb to limp. L-I-M-P, limp, limp. Cojear. Caseta de perro. Caseta de perro. This is a kennel. K-E-N-N-E-L. Kennel. A kennel or a dog kennel. But yes, a kennel. So where a dog might have to stay. Zafiro. Zafiro is our 3rd word. Zafiro. This is sapphire. S-A-P-P-H-I-R-E. So remember, P-H making the F sound. Sapphire. Sapphire. Encaje. Encaje. This is lace. Lace. And finally, cordones are shoelaces. Shoelaces. But one word, shoelaces. I broke my shoelace today. Yeah. Well, I broke my original shoelaces a few weeks ago, so I went to a very cheap store and I bought the cheapest. Well, I bought the first pair of brown shoelaces that I could find. I put them in my shoes, and it's only been 2 weeks, but already my laces have broken. Yeah, shoelaces, shoelaces. My shoelaces are now. Well, they broke, but I was able to tie them up still. But I'll have to get some new shoelaces. All right, ladies and gentlemen, while we're winding down here, we have about 3 minutes. So I want to give you some words of advice and for studying English, for continuing to improve, because really it is an ongoing process. You've done very well. This course will repeat, and I would encourage you, I really would, if you've done the intermediate level, if you've understood the content, no doubt you're satisfied. I'm sure that you're going to be satisfied. I'm sure that you are satisfied now with this course. If you studied hard enough, I'm sure that you learned a tremendous amount with this course, because I cannot imagine there being another course more detailed with more tools to help you. I mean, the radio, the TV, the internet, the books, and you can take things at your own pace. I think it's been an incredible course, so I'm sure that you have learned a tremendous amount, but I would really recommend you to consider studying the next level. I really would. I think if you've done the intermediate classes, I would look at the dates for the new course and consider studying. I would really recommend studying in the advanced portion of the classes, because we're going to air all of the classes again, and I would recommend that you subscribe to the advanced course and follow it. And the fee for subscribing really is not very expensive. It's not an expensive course if you think of what you get, because you get access to a website, you have teachers there who will answer all your questions and guide you through it. And then you have quizzes online, tests, additional things that you don't get by simply studying with the radio and TV. I really think it's worth it. I recommend you take advantage of it and do it. But here in the student guide, there are 10 tips. I will go through these. I think I'll have to go through them in the advanced class because I'm running out of time right now. But give yourself a pat on the back, because you've worked very hard. I know it's been a huge challenge for me hosting this course. It's been a challenge for all the teachers on the TV. It's been a big effort for all our technicians here at Vaughan Radio. It's been a lot of work for so many people, but also, of course, most importantly for you, and this is something we've designed for you. I really hope that you've enjoyed it as much as I have being involved in this, and I hope you'll continue to keep studying, keep working hard, and really think about that advanced level when it launches. So, again, in a few months. So keep your eyes open for that coming up soon. But thank you very much for listening. I'm going to take a break, but I'll be back, of course, with the advanced portion of the class. Thank you so much for listening. Take care. Bye-bye.